Yo, what's up guys? How you guys doing today? So for today's video, I wanted to talk about who the controller players actually play and emulators as well, I guess. But before we get started, be sure to follow me on Twitch. I usually stream like every single day at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll usually stream for like 4 or 5 hours. So if you guys want to stop by, I'll probably stream sometime soon actually as well, like around 8 o'clock, depending if I do tournaments or not, because I'm gonna be playing in tournaments. If you guys want to go, like, you guys could come and hang out, and I would even do tournaments with you guys. And I'm thinking about hosting a tournament for the new season, just for one of you guys to win the battle pass if you guys would like that. So if you guys want to do something like that, be sure to follow me on Twitch. And if I don't post on YouTube, I most likely will do like a Instagram reel on Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me on there as well, I would really appreciate it. But besides that, let's get back into the video. So I was doing some research on who controller players and emulators actually play, and I kind of found it interesting because they actually talked about way more than I expected. For example, they were saying that emulator players and controller players actually have the disadvantage. Like we've said before, this isn't like in the channel, I've talked about it multiple times how controller players have the disadvantage because there's so many things that it's not like playing on console, right? Like you have a controller delay because you're playing on mobile. There are a lot of buttons that aren't on the game that are in the game when you play mobile, obviously. But like for example, the jet, you can't use certain things, like you can't shoot with it, you know. And there's a couple other things. The prone button is super slow. It takes forever for you to prone, and you know there's a list of things that are wrong with controller players. But that's what happens when you play on controller on a mobile game. And you know what I found kind of funny was just like, all right, we have the disadvantage, but we obviously want to play ranked, so why can't like controller players play ranked against mobile player, or controller players play against mobile players and emulator players? You know, like when you play ranked, when you're supposed to like face the best players in COD Mobile, you should be able to play whatever you want to play in. It's been the same for any game, Apex and like Fortnite, and I'm sure once Warzone has like a rank system, it'll be the same way. And it doesn't matter if you play on Xbox, PlayStation, even if they had a mobile version, which they don't, obviously. But with Fortnite, they did, and if you played Arena, you would play the best players no matter what you played on. You could play on phone, keyboard, or controller, and it was just like the best of the best players are going to go against each other, and that's what I like to see. But for COD Mobile, obviously they just don't really care about other things other than mobile players, which is really annoying. So I mean, I hope that changes in the future, but you never know. From what I saw is that I believe that controller players play only controller players, whether it's in pubs or in ranked. Same with emulator players. Controller players and emulator players do play on the same lobbies, but it seems like emulator players are kind of dying down because you're actually not supposed to play an emulator. An emulator is something that is like kind of frowned upon, but it's not like a terrible thing. But it's not supported by COD Mobile like controller is. Controller is supported by COD Mobile, but the thing is, they don't really pay attention to the controller players. So that's just some of the things. Emulator players, it's not supposed to be on PC, and I can see why they would have the disadvantages or the advantages, which is kind of weird to me because I don't know if I read it wrong, but I believe it said that emulator players have the disadvantage, and that kind of confused me because I'm like, no, they don't. They have an entire keyboard, they have their entire arm to aim with, and it just doesn't make any sense. So I don't know, it seems like they don't really do their research well enough. Obviously that's why there's people like me who do that type of research, and I try to look up everything I can, whether like for the skill gap and you know what's wrong with playing on controller or mobile or emulator. So but yeah, just to get everything straight, I'm pretty sure this is the way it works. Controller players play against controller and emulator players, but whether it's in pubs or if it's in ranked, because I'm like, I don't know why, but they did say that anybody plays anybody on pub matches, which they don't though, like, which is ridiculous. Like what's the point of not allowing us to play ranked against mobile players if we can't even play controller players against mobile players on regular pubs? It makes no sense to me, but yeah. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.